Hi, welcome to Indie Insights. I'm your host, Dirk Norris with the New Mexico Film Foundation. And my guest today is, well, should we say a mystery? No, we won't do that. We were going to do that.
Who am I?
Yeah. Ann Stirling, co-founder of Friends of Film, Video, and Arts, and producer, writer, director, Canadian, American, and Corky View producer. So welcome. That's all the time we have?
Yeah, thank you so much. Really excellent.
So first, let's talk quickly about Friends of Film and why you formed it and what they do.
Okay. Well, Friends of Film has just celebrated its 10th year, and it's an independent group of filmmakers who work cooperatively. So it was 10 years ago, there weren't that many film organizations, and so if you were
here in New Mexico.
Here in New Mexico, and so if you were trying to finish something like I was at that time, a feature documentary, I was like, well, geez, where's the people with the cameras? How can I go and do this segment? And there wasn't really one place to go and work together and find out who each other was. Now we have a ton of great film organizations and socials and coffees and stuff, and particularly thank you to you know, the Film Foundation. But at that time we didn't, and so Friends of Film, Video, and Arts meets monthly, and it's educational based, and the members really, I think, together over the last 10 years in different configurations, we've made over 150 productions.
Wow.
So people get to finish their product, and
right.
They get to get that experience, get a different credit. You know, often getting a credit is just the issue, that you can't get the money because you didn't have that credit. You know, it just goes down the line. So it was that opportunity, and so this year we're doing something a little bit different, and we're focusing on one production, working all together, and making it more formally a cooperative. So that's sort of my passion at the moment. And
so that production is Corky View.
Yeah, well, that's the one we pitched out, which is upbeat, offbeat. Easy
It's
for
what?
me to say. Yeah, I'm good at the pitching sessions too. Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah, right.
It's an upbeat, offbeat show and tell series, but I would call it factual entertainment. And then there's like short segments that are based on real people, not reality people, doing passionate things, unusual callings, and it's just to really reacquaint us with real people that are out there, because sometimes, you know, one can feel there aren't any, or we're not seeing them on television.
Yeah, you had some great in your pilot. You had some great people, some quirky people. Somebody that makes stained glass windows, and a hurdy-gurdy couple that met at a hurdy-gurdy event, and right. That's the grinding musical instrument. It's really wonderful to kind of get these little glimpses of these people's lives. So, are you going to be doing this? Are you going to be seeking out these people yourself, or are you going to kind of spread out and try to get other stories coming in?
Well, in the big scheme of things, I would love it to be a cooperative production across New Mexico. So any filmmaker watching who's working on something that they're very passionate about, there might be the opportunity that there's a 3-minute piece that you could re-edit that would fit the Quirky View, you know, half hour.
Right.
And so then we're providing opportunities for people to, and we're looking that everyone's getting paid for the different roles that they're playing, but that ultimately it's a cooperative ownership of this show. I'm willing to give up my ownership of it in order to have a true cooperative group making the series. And then, you know, there's an online component. It's very flexible what it could be, and that it would be based and produced out of New Mexico, but that the stories could be coming from all over. Like if you're from New Mexico and you're traveling and you're doing something in New York, you might be able to, you know, shoot something that's 3 minutes, that, because ultimately I see a global audience, and you know, so it has to appeal to people in New York and Newfoundland and New Mexico. And I think we have, you know, there's lots of quirky. I guess it's just really to say that, you know, there's very serious things we could be learning, but we can do it in an upbeat kind of fun way, and also in a management style or a producing management style. I want to have fun too, you know.
Sure.
And I'm just tired of programming that scares me. You know, you hear the theme music and you're like, oh no, I can't watch that. So at least our theme music would be like, oh yeah, I want to watch that.
Welcome to the show. We're all going to die.
we're gonna kill somebody and chop them up and ooh. And I go, no, thank you very much. So it's a fun project to consider, and the levels of developing a production company that can do this, that's cooperatively owned and even socially responsible. I mean, we're going the whole gamut. And then to have a series that would come out in New Mexico that's cooperative. And I was just talking to Carlos out there, and he's working, setting something up with younger kids. Well, then maybe there's a component where the novice comes in and has an opportunity to work on it. So as many people as get enthused by this, then that's what's going to make it happen and drive it. I just don't want to do all of it.
Right.
But
I'm
tired.
How can we've got to go? But how can people find out about you on Facebook or your website?
I would go to either quirkyview.com or to the Friends of Film website, which is fofva.org, and then you'll find a contact there and get in touch with us. Come to one of our meetings, because all of our meetings are paralleling what we're having to learn in order to do this whole more formal cooperative setup.
Ann, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for what you're doing too. I appreciate it.
Always a joy to speak with you.
If you can get a word in.
You've been watching Indie Insights with Ann Stirling. I'm your host, Dirk Norris, and we'll be headed back to the film.